So really quickly before we get started, I would like to announce that this Wednesday, the 16th of September, I will be hosting a new moon virtual sound bath healing. This will be a 7 chakra activation with a primary focus on the heart and the root chakras. All you need to have is a notebook and something to write with and yourself. So I hope to see you there. I know that this will be a very beautiful gathering with really beautiful like-minded souls, and it's $10. All the information will be below if that interests you at all. So, alright guys. So first of all, I really just want to say that my heart goes out to everybody that is being personally affected by the world's current events that are playing out. Because of what's taking place in the world currently, it's throwing a lot of individuals into a state of survival mode. And I know people are experiencing more fear, more anxiety, more hopelessness, and more anxiousness now more than ever. We are currently experiencing the largest spiritual warfare known to mankind. And the veils that are currently being lifted are revealing a lot of darkness. But one thing I am certain of is that as dense and chaotic as these energies may continue to manifest, it is ultimately to see the birth of new earth. And I know it may not feel like it, but we are actually so close. Like, I know energetically things feel very heavy, and it feels like it's continuing to get heavier and more dense and more fearful and more chaotic. But before we can see the light at the end of the tunnel, we must see the entirety of the darkness that has been suppressed. Don't forget that in these times, you are exactly where you need to be, and that on a soul level, you chose to be here for this shift. Don't forget how powerful you are underneath the lies of fear. There is an evidence split happening right now, and I'm sure you guys have heard of the 3D, which is fear, and the 5D, which is love. And it's only natural to experience waves of heaviness and waves of the denser emotions as we are digesting, transmuting, and alchemizing these darker energies. So while it might feel that there's no light at the end, you're doing the work you came here to do. Your soul has the strength to transmute these energies, to bring them to the light. But the important thing is that you remember you can always come back to the heart. Fear is going to try to trick you into going down the path of 3D, but always remember that we are transmuting, we are alchemists, we are the light workers that came here for this shift. So yes, just gentle reminders. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and jump into this new moon in Virgo. So new moons are when the beginning of a new lunar cycle begins. The new moon can be symbolic for the second chance that is given to you over and over again. So if the last lunar cycle you didn't quite learn the lesson, each new lunar cycle offers you an opportunity to grow in some way. As you guys probably know, the new moon is an ideal time for planting new seeds, setting new intentions and new goals. This new moon will take place on September 17th in the sign of Virgo. So this is going to be a really powerful moon in showing you your own self-mastery, as well as where you are capable of deepest, profound, conscious healing within yourself. This new moon is going to ask you, where in your life are you ready to heal? Where in your life are you ready to forgive yourself? Where in your life are you ready to transform, to evolve? What are you ready to analyze or view from a new perspective? It's going to be important here for you to look at your natal chart and see which house this new moon is happening for you, as that will be more of an indicator where in your life you're looking to heal and transform. Let's go ahead and talk about the essence of Virgo's energy. Virgos are very mindful of their overall health through herbs, essential oils, plants, organic foods. They're very mindful of their diets. This is a great time to really check in to see what we're consuming, and it's a great time to try eating intuitively. I know a lot of you probably already do that, but a lot of times we are logically eating and we're not actually tuning in to the types of vitamins and minerals that our body is asking us for. If you slow things down and really tune in and see what you're craving, holistically and healthily. It can be a really beautiful tool in finding out what you may be in lack of within your body. Virgos are notorious for their organization, their practicality. They're very detail-oriented, borderline perfectionist, so be careful with that. Don't be too hard on yourself. There is an innocence or a purity to the Virgo's energy that asks us how we're showing up for ourselves. How are we honoring and respecting our minds and our bodies? How are we nurturing ourselves? Do we clearly see ourselves for the gods and the goddesses that we are? It's a beautiful time to check in to see how we are really treating ourselves, how we are really loving ourselves. An easy indication of how you are treating yourself is how you are currently treating others. This is such a powerful time to create new habits in our life. We must first help ourselves in order to help others. This is a time to fill your glass in neglected areas of your life. Right now, it is a very important time to be aware of your energetic exchanges with the outside world, your surroundings, what conversations you're having. Are they meaningful or are they invoking fear within you? Are your exchanges with others expanding you or are they depleting you? Are they making you contract? Are they making you close your heart? Virgo energy is going to really encourage you to explore and learn more deeply about something that you maybe already have started or something that you've been curious about and haven't quite jumped into yet. It's a great time to focus on healing modalities. So this new moon is creating a really beautiful grand trine. Now before we talk about these beautiful alignments that this new moon is making to Pluto and to Saturn, let's just acknowledge the energy that Saturn and Pluto have been creating this past year for us. This has been like dark night of the soul energy, very, very transformative energy for everyone. Everybody has been experiencing this to different degrees and different levels because we have Pluto, which is, death, rebirth, intensity, transformation, looking into the depths of your soul, looking at your shadow. And then we have Capricorn, which is like the father figure, it's authority, it's obstacles, it's really hard work. And Saturn says to you, you cannot take the shortcut. You have to do the work. So when you have these two planets in conjunction with Jupiter, which is magnifying the energy, Jupiter just says to these two planets, I'm gonna turn the volume all the way up. We have Pluto and Saturn now doing one of the most intense dances we'll probably ever experience in this lifetime. So it's really beautiful and really potent that we're now experiencing this alignment of Saturn and Pluto being magnified by Jupiter, now trining our new moon down here. This is saying to us, if you really want to change, if you really want to grow, if you really want to ditch that bad habit, if you really want to gain momentum and move closer toward your goals, towards your dreams, towards your ambition for your life, propel you on that path, if you put in the hard work, if you acknowledge your shadows, if you don't victimize yourself, if you move into 5D consciousness. So with this new moon's aspect to Saturn, this is going to ask us, what are we ready to say yes to? What are you ready to build? And this is going to be a beautiful energy and feeling that we're gaining a little bit of momentum forward toward these goals or toward these ideas. It's going to give us more of a confidence or a sense of direction. To me, it's always so beautiful that when you're looking at the current astrological alignments, if there's energy supporting something over here, there will be something up here that confirms or reaffirms the idea of what's going on down here. Like you'll see a pattern that will come up 2 or 3 times and be like, oh, okay. Like I see very clearly what I should be learning here. I see very clearly how I can move forward here. I see very clearly where I might experience a challenge, but I can look at that challenge as an opportunity. What's beautiful here is that with this new moon aspecting Pluto, is that if we're willing to do the hard work that Saturn calls for, which is going to be a lot of self-healing and self-respect and self-acceptance. Pluto is also going to be a beautiful energy during this new moon that's going to offer us a time of purging perspectives and habits that no longer serve us, and to birth healthier ideas or mentalities or whatever it is we're focused on healing this month. Pluto is going to say, okay, I'm going to help you purge. I'm going to help you have an energetic death of what no longer serves you, if you're willing to plant the seeds during this new moon. And Pluto is really going to help you intuitively tune in and feel out what changes are necessary to make right now, so that you can release fear, so that you can hold more light, so that you can step more deeply into who you are and who you came here to be and what you came here to accomplish. Alright, so now let's talk a little bit about this Mars retrograde. Alright, so Mars went retrograde in the sign of Aries on September 9th, and it will dance here for a little over 2 months until November 13th, when it goes back direct. Mars being the planet that drives us to assert ourselves and to take action, it is really affecting our energy levels right now. You guys might have noticed that it was around the time of the Pisces full moon up until about the 9th. You guys were probably noticing that you were feeling aches and pains in your body. For me, it showed up in my shoulders and my neck area, but I know a lot of people were telling me that they were experiencing more headaches than usual, back pains, sleep disturbances, some nausea, and changes in their appetite. This is going to manifest differently for everybody, as Mars rules our physical body, our heads, and the way that we assert ourselves in our energy levels. A lot of people have been feeling very sluggish, very fatigued, very unmotivated, and we don't experience this transit very often. Mars goes retrograde least frequently of all the planets. Mars goes retrograde once every 2 years. Since Mars is retrograded in Aries, which is its natural sign, there's gonna be more of an intensity or more noticeable effects. Because Aries energy can be a bit piercing, this energy is not going to go unnoticed. You may feel these shifts physically, you may feel them mentally, you may feel them emotionally, and that really just depends on what in your chart is being activated or what in your chart is being transited. Mars being in its natural sign of Aries retrograded, this may feel extra frustrating, as this is a natural placement to charge forward with confidence. There's almost this energy here of like you're trying, you know those dreams when you're trying to run but you can't go anywhere? That's almost what this energy is going to feel like. But we have to look into the deeper meaning and see why this is coming up. And retrogrades are always a time to rest, to reevaluate, to reflect. The more meaningful purpose behind this energy is that we are being given an opportunity to see more clearly where we have suppressed rage and suppressed anger. It's to go deeper within yourself, to cultivate these energies for personal breakthroughs, as this new moon is highly supportive of. This can feel like a tricky energy because Mars in Aries naturally wants to act. It naturally wants to move forward. Deep down, it feels that we should be exerting our energy towards something. The more you fight the energy of Mars being retrograded in Aries, the more you're going to feel this energy, because this energy is asking you to slow down. This energy is asking you to relinquish your needs for control, and it's asking you to surrender back into the present moment. It's also asking you to heal masculine divinity within you. One thing I really want to talk about is going to be this Mars squaring Saturn. Because Mars is squaring Saturn, which we experience every year, but generally it only lasts a few days, this transit will be lasting a little over 2 months. This is considered one of the more challenging alignments in astrology. More opportunistic if you want to look at it, you know, from a more optimistic point of view, but yes, challenging, yes, rewarding. So Mars is all about taking quick, fearless, spontaneous action, whereas Saturn is all about taking responsibility for our actions, to weighing out the pros and the cons, and to making very practical and thought through decisions. We will most likely see a push and a pull with this square, as these two planets are a little bit more egoic. They both have very strong opinions. They're both speaking a different language. More than likely, these two planets will be having a very heated and possibly volatile conversation. Looking at this alignment from a more opportunistic and beneficial perspective, this can be a great opportunity to take a leap of faith while Mars gives gives us the fuel we need to move forward, while Saturn will be more practical in giving us a firm foundation while guiding us where to go. So on a collective level, Mars square Saturn has the potential to amplify the tensions around the world when it comes to freedom, which is Mars, and the rules that have been placed by government and world leaders, which is Saturn. Mars is not interested in conforming and will rebel against anything that threatens its freedom. This energy is already manifesting in needed change and revolution. Ultimately, how the energies of Mars and Saturn will manifest is the collective energy's perspective on how to utilize this energy. The most important thing to be mindful of right now is to continue holding the light, to continue radiating light from within, and being the example that you hope for others to follow. We cannot change others, but we can guide them to the light by radiating our own lighthouses from within. Alright you guys, so that is all I have for this new moon's video. I hope that this video has been informative or helpful in some way. If you guys are interested in booking a personal birth chart analysis reading with me, my website will be linked below. You can head over to my website, book a session with me, and we can dive into your chart and see what's going on. I hope that you guys utilize this energy to your fullest potential. Stay strong, stay positive, stay in your heart space. Put your hands over your heart multiple times a day. Send your heart love. Let your inner child know that you are safe, you are protected, you are exactly where you need to be. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Take care.